Hello, this is Mr. Inadequate playing the Fermi Paradox. This is episode 2. Before we start, I would like to say that this is kind of a tricky game. I have played it on my own without recording, and I had one civilization going very well, and they got a disaster, and since that period of time, they have been stuck in the Bronze Age and not making much noticeable improvement beyond that. There's other civilizations that have passed them in my private game. So we will see how this goes. At the moment, we have an evolution event. Rigel System. Sapient life evolved on Rigel 7. Okay, a new civilization is born. A life form on Rigel 7 started making simple tools and developed a rudimentary language. But which species will form a Stone Age civilization in the Rigel system? Now, we have 50 synthesis to work with. This is the tutorial, by the way. Okay. The other game I played, I just did regular sandbox. I didn't do the tutorial. Now we have 3 choices as always. Balanced, and that is the ash, a rational species of furry fish creatures with very complex swarm behavior. The standard species, which is the Kular, aggressive humanoid pig creatures wandering the ice plains primarily to compete with others of their kin, which in my private game is the one I went with. Or the unbalanced species, the Dorla. Sentient and resilient plants, they dwell under the ice and trap other organisms for nutrients. We're going to go with the balanced species. Oh, we picked up 36 synthesis for doing that. Kind of surprises me. Okay, they're in Stone Age. Now, I've noticed that these add synthesis, but they don't always seem to progress the tech level. So let's just take the top one. Okay. The Ash civilization is born. Now, I have one of these which probably is pretty good. It isn't always good, but it should advance somewhat the Stone Age tech. And then we don't know what these will do. Let's try this. And it did. It raised us about 7%. Okay, and it says they composed an epic poem recounting their history. Now, the Human Sage Kingdoms has a development event. If you want to read everything that's on the screen, I don't always read it. You can pause and read it yourself. A lot of it is repetitive. Okay, the Holy Crusades, a dominant religious faction of the humans, is claiming the right to invade a distant Holy Land. They gather many allies to challenge the alleged heathens who live in the divine country of Earth. Armies of volunteer peasants and honor-bound knights, swelling with pious pride and bearing sacred symbols on their banners and armor, thus embark on a glorious pilgrimage. And I'm going to read this. Now, we'll have a choice. They're in the Iron Age. We can go for peace. That won't cost us any synthesis. Regular conflict. After many years, the invaders are repelled, and it kills off 916,000 casualties. Or total war, which will gain us some synthesis. The battles over Holy Land never end. 2.7 million casualties. We're going for peace. The holy people of different faiths meet in a great council and negotiate an end to the crusade with a universal doctrine of peaceful coexistence. We want that. Okay, now, notice this one here has a minus on it. I'm pretty sure from what I played in the game that means it isn't going to be, it might advance the Iron Age, but it isn't going to necessarily be a good one. Let's see. Natural hazards reduce the human population. But yeah, it gave us a good advance. So now we're going to try the plus. Hopefully this is a good thing. Humans mourn the death of a great scholar who leaves behind an important scientific life work. And again, it advanced the tech level. Let's go for a, we don't know. They use scriptures to spread lies and superstition. And again, the tech level goes up. These are important things. We've got 89 synthesis. I could get to 90 if I use this one. We don't know what this one will do. This is probably a positive thing. The humans found a promising new city. And yes. Okay, so we have a choice of 3 things. Now, I notice the symbols, though similar, are different. This one has a line going down, this one has a line going up, and this one doesn't really. Let's see what this one does. The humans establish a new sage kingdom, and it gave us, okay, we're going to go again for this one, trying to increase, get them out of the Iron Age. A growing city expands its influence on Earth. Humans establish a new sage kingdom. And that did actually level us up. It doesn't always. Okay, we're 71% of the way to the next stage, the Nautical Age. Esh tribes. Now, these are the furry fish, I believe. Solitary wanderers. The Esh tend to avoid settlements and instead roam the surface of Rigel 7 alone. They rarely meet others and mate infrequently. Offspring are sent away as soon as they reach adolescence. Uh-oh. So, prevention, we could spend some to get. Loneliness overcomes the Esh, so they reject their solitary lifestyle to once again band together in clans. Or we could go with solitary wanderers. Many Esh prefer to be alone. Surviving and caring for offspring is much harder for these loners, so population numbers start to decline. Massive depopulation. The urge to wander alone is overwhelming. All tribes and settlements are disbanded, and the Esh only meet other members of their species once or twice in their lives. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to spend some synthesis because I want them to succeed. So, let's try this one. Will enemies from beyond conquer our world? The work of a remarkable wise person is widely circulated among the Esh. We're up to almost, we're at 82%. We'll try another positive. A growing clan expands its influence on Rigel 7. Yep, 90%. Well, yep, 90%. Let's try this one. Let's establish a new tribe. Building our synthesis back up is important. We're going to, both these have the negative symbol, so I'm going to go with the random. A depleted land region on Rigel 7 recovers under the care of Esh planters. So when we come back to them, it'll be because they've gotten to the Bronze Age. Yes, there it is. Okay, they reached the Bronze Age. In the Bronze Age, the Ash began testing their limits of their planet's generosity by cultivating crops, raising animals for food, and clearing forests in order to build primitive cities. Early mining and metalworking skills allow them to craft better weapons and tools, and they learn how to document knowledge via written language. Now, this is an early access game, and I would hope perhaps that they would get. These are furry fish, so I think that there should be something saying that, like, the seaweed forests for them. I mean, it's just my opinion. I like this game. It doesn't matter if they listen to me or not. They probably don't ever see this. Okay. So wisdom, we'd have to spend. They apply their newfound knowledge and communication skills to societal improvements in the budding disciplines of medicine, law, and philosophy. Advancement, new techniques and tools allow the Ash to explore new areas, preserve their natural resources, and develop early infrastructure or power. Yeah, they become more warlike. Let's go with advancement. It's kind of a challenge to keep things moving forward. Okay, I'm going to try this one. They're now able to build stable settlements on Rigel System and sustain them with agriculture. Okay. The Bronze Age technology provides the Ash to access easy access to mine resources on the surface of Rigel 7. Now, I forget, there's different groups of these and they mean different things, but neither one of them is the warlike one, so we'll go with this one. And they develop a new form of artistic expression. So they're at 6% on the way to the Iron Age. Human sage kingdoms. Growth in soul. We must be in the navigation era. Having reached far-flung shores on ocean-going vessels, human sailors begin to settle on distant continents. Trade routes open up between these remote colonies and their homelands, bringing exotic goods to markets hungry for new products. Okay, we got 75 synthesis. We can go for civilization pillar. As explorers return home with tales of foreign lands and immense riches, humans become obsessed with adventuring around their world. Regular development, funding these long sea voyages is risky, though the humans willing to gamble on these explorers are often rewarded with wealth and prosperity or dead end. With so much wealth being transferred along trade routes, pirates begin to target the ships of these explorers. The humans cease their trips into unknown worlds. I'm going to go with civilization pillar. They become obsessed with adventuring around their world. We'll see how this goes. We're almost to the next stage. I thought we were. We'll go with this one. Are there beings like us outside of our world? Let's try to get into the next age tech level. The humans found a promising new city, and they have advanced. They are in the Nautical Age. And they developed vessels capable of exploring the farthest corners of the planet. The flourishing traffic of goods and ideas advances the fields of navigation, chemistry, and engineering, while rough pirates sail the sea regions of Earth. Universities house printed books, safeguarding the accumulated knowledge of human civilization. And we can go for wisdom. The discovery of new lands and peoples inspires the humans to re-examine social and scientific principles. Advancement. Exploration encourages the humans to engineer larger vessels and better food preservation to keep up with the demands of global trade. Or power. And that's war. So, let's do this. Re-examine social and scientific principles. And that helped us. We're up to 10%. Yes. Now, I'm going to go with this one. They're now able to reach the furthest corners of the earth and create capitals there. Their new technology let the humans gather mineral and biomass research on all land masses of the earth. This is a power, but it's a positive one. The thinkers of earth inspire the humans to live peacefully. Beautiful poems are shared among the humans on earth. Well, we're 25%. A depleted land region on earth recovers under the care of human landscapers. Let's do this one. The humans established a new sage assembly, which helped us on our tech level and gave us an extra point there. Okay, the Esh realms. Extinction and Rigel. See, these things happen. Natural changes in the hydrological cycle cause widespread desertification on Rigel 7. Rivers run dry and drinkable water becomes a rarity, with drought threatening to destroy their primitive agricultural systems as society is on the brink of collapse. The ritual dances that, perhaps by coincidence, brought forth rains in the past are not working this time. Have their gods forsaken them? Will all life on the planet be swallowed up by a barren dust ball? Let us see. Close call, minimal survivors, complete extinction. Close call is going to spend almost all my synthesis. Ancient fables guide the Ash to look for underground water wells and plant trees. Minimal survivors. 2.2 million out of 2.3 million die, or they are all dead. I'm going to have to spend my hard-earned synthesis, go back to 19. I don't want them to die off. Okay. Let's see what this does. The philosophers of Rigel 7 inspire the Ash to live peacefully. Let's get a synthesis. Are the gods watching us? Yeah, I don't want to gamble. The Ash mourn the death of a beloved ruler. Again, I don't want the negatives. An influential Ash ruler rises to power on Rigel 7. %. Okay, let's get another one. The Ash mourn the death of a beloved ruler. Sometimes you get repeated. I'm going to go with this one, building up my synthesis, and see if we got the same one. The Ash establish a new realm, and we're halfway through the Bronze Age. Okay, human sage assemblies. Okay, knowledge and soul. Great universities, university districts are constructed in every major human city. Maintaining high standards of education and academic output at these institutions becomes a point of pride for humans. Okay, we're 66% of the way through the Nautical Age. Now we can't spend synthesis points we don't have, so we don't get this one. We're going to want regular development. These institutions become storehouses for the world's knowledge, greatly improving the research abilities of the humans. And that got us up to 76%. Okay, now we're going to choose that one. A depleted land region on Earth recovers under the care of human landscapers. Let's do a science one. On Earth, the new ideas of a brilliant academic are circulated widely among the humans. That got us up to 86%. I got to build up my synthesis. Is there life after death? I want to see how high up the tech level goes. 95%. Okay, we're going to do this. Will, in the far future, our sun fade away and bring eternal darkness to Earth? And that brings us to a new technological age. We don't have a lot of synthesis. We're in the industrial age. Humans start to study electricity, steam power, and machine manufacturing in the industrial age. Harnessing the power of radio waves might allow them to send signals into outer space, but this civilization could accidentally eradicate itself as weapons develop and thrust forth. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained humanity through the ages. So we can do wisdom. This age sees an explosion in the human potential for telecommunication via radio waves. Mass-produced goods, including new medicines, can improve the lives of many. Just regular advancement, hard work, and ingenuity are needed to manage rapid urbanization without critically harming the planet. Train networks across vast swaths of Earth offer high-speed mobility for both freight and passengers, or power, which could basically double our synthesis. They focus their efforts on designing tech. Let's go with just I don't want to spend any. So that's not as good. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to do this one. Able to support large industrial areas with industrial production pipelines. This one, the technology of the industrialization give the human access to fossil fuels and mineral resources deep under the surface of the earth, reducing the number of years before resource scarcity. You got to pay attention to that. Got to pay attention to all this. We're kind of a little bit leaning towards utopia, and we're 5% towards the next stage. Let's advance that. A bustling human industrial area becomes a center of trade and commerce. So we got to do a random, this one or this one. I don't want to do the negative. Wow. Humans celebrate their history with a cinematic magnum opus. Resource scarcity is very close. Okay, ash. Got to be careful of all these things. Power and Rigel. The ash develop an incendiary liquid for use in naval battles. Spewed from ship-mounted nozzles or catapulted in ceramic grenades, the deadly mixture can continue burning while floating on water. We can't prevent it. Regular development. Liquid fire is a very effective weapon, allowing the ash to blaze new trails in military development. Or absolute power. The liquid fire is used constantly in battle. Incineration of enemies and the devastating power of the flame becomes key aspects in the lives of the ash. Sadly, I am so far down in synthesis right now, I have to use that one. Okay, and let's do this one. A once powerful realm falls on Rigel 7. I'm going to go with the top one. We're 78% towards the Iron Age. Is there life after death? I'm going to go with this one. Are the gods watching us? It is. This is helping us advance. And we're back up to 50 synthesis. That's established a new realm. We're getting closer. Well, let's do this one. A growing well settlement expands its influence on Rigel 7. This should put us over the top. Dash found a promising new well settlement. Ooh, we're right on the brink, 99%. This'll do it. A growing well settlement expands its influence on Rigel 7. And we advance to the Iron Age. The Iron Age. Empires and trading states rise to power in the Iron Age. The metalworking Ashford forged tools and developed, my lips are dry, and developed the skills needed to create simple machinery. While expanding theological discourse could provide them with a sense of purpose and a moral compass, organized religion also has the potential to bring about great atrocities. So we have 51 synthesis. Wisdom. Monks transcribe knowledge in books that scholars are eager to get their hands on as ever. Eshedi looks to the heavens for guidance. Advancement. The Ash produce mighty biddies by mining, by mining and smelting resources from deep within Rigel 7, and new construction techniques accelerate their city building. Let's try this one. I'm looking at this. So if they're going deep down, I'm hoping that's okay. We'll see what happens. Yeah, look at this. Bounced back up. Not good, but it's up. Do this one. Ash are now able to increase the size of their cities and are able to reach more regions on Rigel 7. They're 1% towards the next thing. Now the humans. The human soul is sending signals into space. Human jazz music. A unique musical style emerges on Earth. Characterized by conceptual boundary shattering and improvisation, jazz paints harmonies with more than just the primary colors, but especially mood indigo. Open to intuition instead of following rules, musicians of this genre boldly express their spiritual energy with cathartic, squeedly bebops and hidey-hos. These soulful vibes may even influence alien musical theater someday. Jazz hands. Okay. We're 40% through to the next stage. We can do signal boost, regular signal, or silence. Let's send that jazz out. Intercultural blending of traditions and styles in jazz music weaves together different groups of humans in the harmonious groove. Space is the place for the futuristic sound of ancient history. Okay, now we've got some things. We gotta grab one of these. Let's do the Trappist one. An animal species on Trappist Prime forms complex social structures. Let's do it again. A freak mutation creates an unusual life form in the land region of Trappist Prime. Okay, let's do this one for Earth. The humans created a new style of architecture and redefined the shape of their constructions. On Earth, human agricultural architects established new resource management methods. Let's go over to Wormwood. Okay. A solar flare changed the chemical composition of the water on Wormwood Prime. I'm going to do this one over here on Tausati. Fluxation and, oh, it was for Ross. Ross's central star leads to changes in its color spectrum. Let's go to Wormwood again. No, Tabby Star. Let's do Tabby Star. A parasitic species develops symbiosis with a major life form on Tabby Prime. Okay, back to the Esh Kingdoms. Enlightenment in Rigel. The Holy City. A city that is rumored to have sacred powers, starts drawing spiritualists, priests, and sages from all corners of Rigel 7. We got 57 synthesis. Civilization pillar, which would bring us way down again. The Holy City becomes the center of spiritual and philosophical debate. Countless scriptures are created to spread the wisdom to all Ashan. Rigel 7, which would be nice, but I'm not going to spend that kind of synthesis. Regular development. The dominant religion of the Ash claims the Holy City for itself. The teachings of the city's writers are absorbed into the church doctrine, or dead end. The Ash start to worship the city itself and not the teachings of the inhabitants. Zealots conquer the place, and slowly the city loses its appeal to the masses. I could use the synthesis boost. Okay. We'll do this one, the Iron Age technology. Let the Ash harvest the biomass resources on the surface of Rigel 7. Go down to this one. An influential Ash monarch rises to power on Rigel 7. The Ash establish a new kingdom. They're slowly getting through this Iron Age. There's 3 choices. I can only see 2 of them. Well, we'll try that one. The Ash compose an epic poem recounting their history. Oh, good. They're going to get up to about 19%. There we go. Trying to propel them forward. The Ash created a new style of architecture and redefined the shape of their constructions. Let's do this one. On Rigel 7, the new ideas of a brilliant scholar are circulated widely among the Ash. Okay. We'll try a power. The writers of Rigel 7 inspire the Ash to live peacefully. Back to the humans. Paradigm shift in soul. Might help if I advanced it. Mass-produced house appliances. Okay, from playing my private game, I've learned that this can be very tricky because what looks good can be bad. The introduction of time-saving household appliances shifts the domestic landscape of the humans. Traditional roles are upended by liberation from menial tasks. With more time on their hands, new family and work structures appear. Now, let's look at the graphs to the right. We're almost to the next stage. Our growth is 36%. Resource scarcity in 267 years. That is very important with this one. Or 31% of the way to utopia. So if we do cultural ascent and spend 40 synthesis, freed from mundane chores by environmentally friendly appliances, a large section of the human populace moves out into new fields of science and philosophy. Cultural expansion. Household devices become a status symbol among the humans. The drive to own the latest devices compels the privilege, and society uses this free time to raise more human offspring. It says +0, but There is a big price to pay on this one. Cultural descent. The sage leaders of the humans reject the social threat of these wasteful I can never pronounce that, bourgeoisie machines instead of encouraging social change. The appliance factories are repurposed into weapon facilities. We're going to spend the 40 because I think this is the worst one. This can be dangerous. This one's probably best. We'll see. Yeah, first thing you notice, pretty much doubled or over doubled the resource scarcity. Lessened the resource scarcity. We're 91% of the way there. Let's do science. On Earth, the new ideas of a brilliant scientist have circulated wildly among the humans. I'm going to have to go with random. Humans mourn the death of a great scientist who leaves behind an important scientific life work. And we're at 97% of the way to the next tech level, which is nuclear, I think. Nuclear or digital? I think it's nuclear. We're going to go with this one here, give ourselves some synthesis. And they mourn the death of a beloved sage leader. And we did advance. The nuclear age, another age in which you've got to be very, very careful. You don't want to set the atmosphere on fire, for example. When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Earth is on. The threat of human extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon as they delve into the secrets of the atom. Meanwhile, in suburbia, the masses are unsure whether to be frightened or excited about the social upheaval about to shake up their notions of sexuality, drug use, and civil rights. Also, rock and roll could become a thing. Sorry, needed some A&W root beer. My favorite soda of late. Now, at least wisdom isn't a big cost. We're in the nuclear age. Our resource scarcity has gone up to 1,000 years. That's a lot better than it has been. We're 36% of the way to utopia. And I'm having hope that we might be able to get into space. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. So wisdom. And you notice that the science and the wave, or the atom and the wave, however you look at it, are both under wisdom. Advancement has the people and the plant, what I see as a plant, and power is the negative wave. Okay, wisdom. The humans romanticize technology as they begin to see the rapid, drastic changes it brings about in their society. Inspired by science fiction, all across all media, the humans hope to make contact with alien life forms. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I got to be very careful here. You can read this on your own. Humans are able to support large residential areas with large amounts of energy. Ooh, our resource scarcity went down. Let's do this one. Nuclear age technology left the humans harvest the radioactive resources and fossil fuels in the oceans of the Earth. Let's do this one. Growing residential area expands its influence on Earth. Okay, growing residential area, etc. Well, let's try this one. A once powerful sage union falls on Earth. Oh, our resource scarcity. 41%. Okay. The Ash Kingdoms. The furry fish. Consumption in Rigel. Due to sophisticated traps and bows, the hunting of wild animals becomes much easier. Being a hunter turns into a lucrative profession, and a guild system is formed in the big cities of Rigel 7. This can be a problem. I've encountered this before. We don't have any synthesis, so we can't prevent it. Regular development, hunting rights are reserved only for the monarchs of the Ash. They employ the expertise of the hunting guilds to decimate the wildlife around their palaces, or massive consumption. The hunting guilds rise to power in Ash society, and the hunters become reputable monarchs, even after eradicating most wildlife around the cities. I'm going to take that one just to see where it leads. Wow, resource scarcity went way down. Okay, let's take this one. Dash mourn the death of a beloved monarch. I need my synthesis. Is there life after death? We'll take the science one, the wisdom one. A remarkable scholar is celebrated in Rigel 7 for their contributions to Ash society. Halfway through Iron Age, got 41 synthesis. Our resource scarcity went back up. We're going to try this one. An epic poem recounting their history. We'll try science. On Rigel 7, the new ideas of a brilliant scholar are circulated widely among the Ash, up to 60%. A new kingdom. Let's try a power one. Conflict between two major Ash kingdoms is settled peacefully. Wow. And back to the humans. Sol is building spaceships. Fearing nuclear confrontation between hostile factions on Earth, the humans construct a spaceship prototype to send their best and brightest to the stars. The preservation of the species may depend on the crew of the Ark shift. Let's see. Well, we can't do the epic project. Regular development, our Ark ship is completed and the crew begins a century-long flight towards the Tabby star system with those on board hoping for a better and safer future. Dead end. Humans mismanage the project and lose interest in completing the Ark ship. The giant unfinished hull orbits the Earth. You know what? I'm going to go for that. I need the synthesis. And since I can't do the epic project, I have done this in my other game for another species, and there are problems. And with regular development, I don't know if he can make it. Okay, we're 56% of the way through the nuclear age. Growth is up 40%. Resource scarcity, 281 years. 41% towards utopia. Let's do wisdom. In a state-of-the-art laboratory on Earth, the humans discovered new scientific insights. Is there life after death? Ooh, resource scarcity went down. On Earth, human city planners established new resource management methods. I'm going to try this one. Humans establish a new large residential area. Let's get the synthesis. Can we defend ourselves against an alien invasion? Use the positive. On Earth, human city planners establish new resource management methods. Can we defend ourselves against an alien invasion? We're at 80%, though. Ash kingdoms. Okay. This is Mr. Inadequate. I'm playing the Fermi Paradox, which is in early access. This has been episode 2. It's an interesting game. It's, it's kind of tricky on the decisions. And I hope you enjoyed this episode.